Someone posted the original One Piece versus the One Piece remake, so I'm going to look at it. Now, I have no idea if this is actually the accurate number of episodes or people are just estimating or if it's actually been released and shown, but I'm looking at it and doing my initial reaction regardless. The first one, East Blue Saga, is being cut down from 61 episodes to 25 episodes. I think that's reasonable. Because if they can condense the various parts of the East Blue Sagas into like movies, into like movie-length episodes, I think this is very, very reasonable. Alabasta Saga is going to be cut down to 29 episodes. Personally, I don't even remember Alabasta being slow, and I actually watched through all of Alabasta. If they're cutting it down to 29 episodes, I'm not complaining about it, but I feel like the original, for me, personally, wasn't that long. Or at least didn't feel like it was that long. Skyping from 60 to 21, I think that's very fair, that's very reasonable. I feel like this is one of the more stretched out arcs. A lot of people don't like this arc, I don't know why. The pacing is very slow in this arc, so maybe that's the reason. But 60 episodes to 21 episodes, I feel like that's fairly reasonable. I mean, I'm not complaining about it because I feel like there's a lot of stretched out scenes that just don't need to be stretched out. Water 7 Saga being cut down from 119 episodes to 34. This arc is going to be crazy. I feel like most of the shit that's going to be cut is going to be the long ring, long land stuff. But I feel like this is going to be non-stop action for the Enies lobby portion. Thriller Bark is going to be cut down to 12 episodes. Again, Thriller Bark was very long. It was one of those arcs that were very much dragged out. So cutting down Thriller Bark, I'm perfectly okay with this. And I feel like this is actually going to be pretty good. Thriller Bark was one of those ones that was definitely dragged out in the anime for sure. Marineford is going to be cut down from 130 episodes to 27. This one, I'm not even going to lie, this is way too short. 130 to 27. Like, how? Yeah, for everything else, I was on board, but I don't know about this one. 27, that just seems way too short, especially for starting at 130. Now, I will say, Impel Down was very, 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 very dragged out during the anime. It was borderline insufferable. Like, it was really hard to watch. Even with the one pace, it was still pretty long. But I kind of feel like a lot of the stuff that's going to be sped up and the dead space that's going to be cut out is going to be coming from Impel Down. But I feel like the stuff in the actual Marineford episodes, I feel like very little is going to be like removed. Fishman Island, again, this is one of those ones that, yep, 15 episodes is definitely more than enough to cover the Fishman Island saga. Dressrosa, again, the pacing in Dressrosa was pretty bad. But again, I feel like it was a pretty intense, pretty like shit is really popping off right now kind of arc. So even though it was long, I feel like it didn't really feel as long as something like maybe like Thriller Bark or Impel Down. That's for me personally. Again, Whole Cake Island is going to be cut down from 138 to 27. How is that even possible? How are they gonna do this? Like, I understand One Piece has a pacing issue. It can't be this bad. 130 down to 27? I don't know, man. I feel like this Whole Cake Island definitely needs to be longer because that's fucking crazy. Wano 37? That's not even crazy. That's not even crazy. Because Wano definitely does not need to be 195 episodes. That's fucking crazy. That 37 is very fair. If it were up to me, I'd probably push it up to like 55. But even 37, I feel like that's not crazy. Egghead, I feel like the stuff in Egghead has been pretty decent, and I feel like Egghead is also like pretty short in terms of what actually happens in Egghead. So again, 18 episodes, I feel like that's very, very reasonable. But holy fucking shit, it's going from 1150 episodes to 282. If you fix the pacing, cut out all the filler, and actually adapt it as it should be in the manga, it's going to be almost 900 episodes shorter. Holy fucking shit. Let me know how I feel about this.